Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in, watching. I'm Michael W. Ford. Today I'm going to give an outline for the elements and their associated instruments in a basic way in Luciferian magic. Now, for the ceremonial magician, for the adherent of various traditions of witchcraft or various avenues of magical initiation in Luciferianism, the tools of ritual are often laid out in my works, and they have significance in the fact of their symbolism alone. Understand that in Luciferian philosophy, when everything is stripped away, the only thing that you need is yourself, your imagination, your will, your desire, your belief. And in totally investing in those and in times of invocation, mantra meditation, working spells, invocations, whatever that would be, it's not the instrument or the tool that you use. That is only kind of an extension of your will, of your focus, of your affirmation. It's not only psychodrama, but it also is the alchemical associations that you're having during ceremonial ritual. So within Luciferianism and basic, and I'm talking about governed by the cosmos, the natural world, linear time, flowing one direction, our mundane nature. We have the five elements. We have air, earth, fire, water, and spirit. Now, these have deeper meanings and layered meanings depending on how and the type of workings that you're doing. And what I mean by that is your basic ceremonies of invocation, even witchcraft workings or spell workings, you will use the elements as they're symbolically laid out, as they're symbolically identified. Those elements that are associated or attributed to those are used in that way. In your darker, more anti-cosmic or acasual workings with chaos and the abyss, then you have deeper layers of what those have meaning for when using them. Now remember, any magical tool that you have, you shouldn't just buy it and start using it. You need to consecrate it. You need to put your energy, your essence into that object, into that tool, because it's an extension of you. And that's important. Majority of the items sold at the Luciferian Apotheca, such as Athames, daggers, various tools like that, have some charging directions or ceremonies that we've included over the years. Many are from the traditions that I work in, and some have been formulated to specific focus points or kind of avenues of exploration. You can also read about these in my books, Apotheosis, Sabeti, Luciferian Witchcraft, Dragon of the Two Flames, pretty much all of the works. So the element air, the Athame. Air is a very important element in Luciferianism and satanic magic, in that it has the quality of inspiration, of spirit, intellectual creativity, freedom. The element of air is the power of the mind, and it includes knowledge, imagination, emotional instinct, and our passions. It's the element of the spirit, of astral projection. It's continually moving and flowing. Dreams and divination, as well as visualizations, are basic magical disciplines associated with air. When you go back to the biblical Satanus, Beelzebub, the adversary against Christianity or Christian monotheism. The prince of the powers of the air relate to, in very basic form, like Zeus Olympus, who was kind of, in a syncretic way by the Christians, identified with Satan, the adversary, Lucifer, Ashtar, Beelzebub. And that is the spirit that stirs and moves collectively. The Athame is associated, or the dagger, with the element air. And air is the element in magic which commands the four winds. And you see the four winds in Babylonian magic, such as in Sebeti or Maska Mahul. And these winds are very associated with aspects of nature and also the divine or the supernatural. Practicing with an Athame, that is, the Athame, first of all, is a symbol of the meteorite stone, or what they would call a forged blade from Cain or Azazel. The black forge in Luciferianism, Luciferian witchcraft, is a symbol representing the mind, body, and spirit of the adherent, the initiate. And in that forge, you're forging yourself through your everyday initiatory practices, both in a ceremonial fashion and a non-ceremonial fashion. And that begins with the philosophy as it's applied. Taking the blade and turning the blade from yourself outward towards casting the circle, towards commanding your will, is a conscious self-determination of manifesting the Luciferian spirit, the daemon within you, in this process of illumination and apotheosis. So an Athame or a dagger, you could use different ones, and depending on the type of working, or you could use just one. Really, you have to decide what inspires you, what holds meaning to you, what inspires your works. Now, the element earth, associated with that are the inverted pentagram or the pentacle, and salt at times. But the element earth, meaning the underworld or the chthonic realms under the earth, and also the earth as we see it, nature. And it's both chthonic, underworld, and carnal. It's the physical realm of the living. It's also, in the lore of Luciferianism, the fallen angels, the watchers, who came down and transmitted their knowledge and the black flame to the daughters of Cain, or early humans. And you see that in the cycle from the ancient biblical to the Hellenistic to the Roman, etc. That gift of the black flame upon earth, and also their spiritual blending within different aspects of the earth and the elements as guides and teachers, understanding nature and using a rational mind, but also your instincts, and understanding how predator and prey in that cycle in nature works, gives you a deeper respect for nature, and kind of, honestly, a disdain at times for the modern world, in the sense that it destroys so much of the earth without care. And for you, for a Luciferian, that begins with you. So think about what you do, how you interact with earth, and how you improve it or harm it, and try to make a difference in that. It has to be done by the individual first. So the element earth is focused and grounded on the fertility of mind, the waters which nourish the soil, and health. The inverted pentagram is a symbol of a left-hand path individual in isolate consciousness, mastery of the elements, beholding the two horns, the dual carnane, or the Baphomet, as a symbol of wisdom and power. Often Pentacle on the altar is suitable enough, or however you wish to do that, even as a candle holder. The element water. This relates to the chalice libation bowl. So water is a very important element. It's from which the Apsu and Tiamat mingled to beget the gods of chaos, and within the abyss, Ea mastered fresh water, and in mastering fresh water is the Lord of magic healing, and all the wonderful things we have in the world as an inspiration. Water is what was before our life. We crawled from it via evolution. Water is also a cleansing, a type of purification of the self. It's rejuvenating. It's affirming desire and emotion upon earth. Water is used in so many different traditions as a sacred element, but it also relates to chaos and the abyss, Leviathan, Tiamat, the anti-cosmic. And these are different aspects, deeper aspects within Luciferianism that are at the core of its foundation. The libation bowl, this goes back to time immemorial. Libation is pouring out from a bowl a liquid during a hymn or invocation and offering to a specific who you're invoking or offering a hymn to, that connection. It's a symbol, it's an act of respect and honor. It can also be done for your daemon as well. It is a focus and a very much a pouring out in that mutual relationship between you and a deific mask. The element fire, the wand, the Thurible, or what you have the fire in, the black flame. That's the representation. The element fire has been used in numerous ways throughout different types of sorcery. It's related to purification, to burning away weakness, illusion. It's also healing. It's destructive. And it's creative in many ways. So the aspect of understanding the black flame is divine consciousness passed from you, passed from the fallen angels, the watchers, to you. Now the wand is associated with the element fire, and that's the extension of the will during a ceremony. And in doing this, the wand represents divine authority. It can be wood, it can be of a resin, it can be of any type of human bone even, depending on the type of desire that you have for a wand. And the wand goes all the way back. We see it with the chthonic serpent god Ningishzida, who had one of the first caduceus. He was a fertility deity, and also one of war at times. Had both creative and destructive elements. That's Ningishzida in my grimoire Sabeti. It's a Babylonian or actually Sumerian deity. We also have, when it comes to the wand, Hermes Cathonos, or Hermes, who would guide the dead, the spirits of the dead, into the underworld. The black flame is always associated with a candle. Commonly, it can also be a bowl, or in Yutuk Dano or Armenic rituals like in Drauga, or the Yutuk Dano, it can represent the black flame associated with Ahriman and Achaman. And then you have spirit. Spirit is fed and connected by all of those together within you. So, the question is, do you, prior to conducting workings, understand how those things, how those elements come to place within you? Something to think about. Thank you for watching this, and I will have more